It began with just kids in a tiny backyard on a bitterly cold Thanksgiving Day in Presque Isle, Maine. The next year, they decided to do it again, and again, and again. Year after year, it became more of a tradition. More players, more fans, more drama. The fields have gotten bigger, and the stakes have gotten higher. The last 3 years have gone down to the wire, twice favoring the Patriots, once the Broncos. Last season, some late game mistakes proved costly for the men in orange. This year, they look to flip the script yet again. The Patriots, on the other hand, they look to make it a 6th win in 7 years. The stage is set, the players are ready. All that's left to do is to play football. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2023 Thanksgiving Day football game.
Hey, which ball? Oh, I guess teams can choose.
All right, so need you off the 50. Off the 50. All right, welcome back. Everybody knows most of the rules. We have a few changes this year. Yeah, go ahead. Greet each other.
Mr. Official.
Good luck. Good luck.
Have a good game.
Good luck, everybody. Good luck.
John, good luck. Hey, are you mic'd up?
John just left me hanging. Yeah. Well, just for this part. So a couple of rule changes. Biggest one: no quarterback rushing when the ball's inside the 20, the opponent's 20, unless they blitz and cross the line. Then you can go, or you can hand it off. Okay. 2-point attempts are from the 10, and then another big one on 4th down. You have to declare what formation you're running, either a punt formation or a regular formation. If it's a regular formation, you can't punt the ball, but a punt formation, you can fake punt, but the defense can rush right away. Okay. We guys good with that?
Yeah, I have no idea what
All right. Broncos, you guys lost last year. You guys can call.
Tails.
Heads up. My bad.
Oh, you're wrong.
It is tails. So you guys have won the toss.
We want to kick off.
You want to kick off to start. Okay. Which direction you guys want to go to start?
You want to go that way.
You want to go that way to start? All right.
That's right.
Come over here. Broncos over here. Okay. You guys will kick off to them to start. Here we go.
Let's go. All right, let's have
Do we have a tee? You got a tee?
Oh, yeah. I'll get it.
This one? The new one?
Yeah.
So let's get things started in the 2023 Thanksgiving football game. The Broncos won the toss, elected to defer. Mitchell Havu gets a great
kick away. A lucky bounce here as it just clips the pylon for a touchback. Before we get going from scrimmage, let's meet the New England Patriots.
Luke Boyd, quarterback. I'm thankful for my wife Delia and my daughter Hattie.
John Havu, wide receiver. I'm thankful for the best ref in the nation.
Andrew Brillinger, wide receiver, and I'm thankful to become a dad in a few days.
Zachary Boyd, wide receiver, and I'm thankful for the sun this year.
Same exact lineup as last year for the Patriots. You'll find out soon enough it was the same lineup for the Broncos as well. I apologize, we had no on-field audio from this first half, a little bit of lapse in capturing the day of. Apologize for that, but for now you're going to have to get by on some artificial crowd noise and yours truly to commentate the way here for this first half. The Patriots starting off in a really odd formation. Zach Boyd taking the snap from under center, runs for 28 yards. Zach's first rush since 2014, and the first time he lined up as quarterback since garbage time back in 2018. It works, and the Patriots get a great gain to start things off. 2nd and 2, Luke Boyd airing it out here for Andrew Brillinger. It's incomplete. We saw the Patriots take a lot of shots in medium range distance. Usually they like to take shots when they're backed way up, like on their own 20. But Luke, the margin for error, you could tell here, was pretty slim. He does it again there to John Happy, just a little bit too far. And just like that, it's 3rd and 2. And then Luke decides to end the madness here on this next play, running to his right. You see Luke gravitate to his right a lot, but was able to get a nice chunk there for the first down. 1st and 30. The next play after that first down run, Luke looking deep for Andrew Brillinger. Not a bad ball. Andrew laid out for it and couldn't quite get it. Andrew, a couple of dives already in this one. Keep that in mind as he's all out. And we're barely even getting going here. A personnel change. John Havu to quarterback here, looking for Andrew Brillinger. A little underthrown maybe. And we'll see here, did Jake interfere on this play? It was very, very close. Got a little bit of the arm, but was looking back at the same time. Kind of a tough call to make there. 3rd and 30, Luke just out of reach of Zach Boyd. You can sense a theme here early on for the Patriots. Just that close to completing it for a touchdown. Throws and plays that they had had in years past. 4th and 30. Remember, we have not had a field goal since 2015. Lydia Boyd back on the little Goupille field in Presque Isle, Maine, was able to split the uprights in the 4th quarter of that game. Here's Luke to try to make it the first successful field goal in 8 years. Runs onto it, a 52-yard kick, and he splits the uprights. It is good. We had 3 attempts, 3 unsuccessful attempts since then, and finally, 8 years later, Luke, double fist pump, is fired up to give the Patriots an early lead, a 3-0 lead, but a lead at that. Who would have thought 3-0 would be your first score? Zach Boyd kicking things off here, kicks it out of bounds. Let's meet the Denver Broncos.
Mitchell Havu, quarterback, and I'm thankful for my family and work.
Jake Boyd, wide receiver. Thankful for my girlfriend and for the chance for redemption this year.
I'm Chris Roberts, wide receiver, and I'm thankful for Andrew Thomas.
Ben Havu, wide receiver, thankful for my mom.
The same exact lineup for the Broncos as well. Remember last year, 85-81, the Patriots with the victory in a very high-scoring contest. Same field, same size field, same rosters, similar conditions as Mitchell. Quick slant there to Chris Roberts for a good gain of 22. Now on 2nd and 8, Mitchell. Sun is in his face. Throws to the middle of the field. The sun was a huge factor in the first half especially. The Patriots receivers would struggle with it. You'll see that on the next drive. As here now 2nd and 8, Mitchell taking the snap, going to his right there. Jake Boyd, good slant. Luke, a hard fall over him. Sorry, not a slant, an out route that was. And Jake, that's kind of his bread and butter. Goes down to make the catch, a good ball from Mitch, and then Luke gets flipped there. That couldn't have felt good. It's a first down for the Broncos, a 1st and goal. Mitchell taking the snap. This one, perfect pass, just a drop there from Chris Roberts. Making it 3rd and goal. Apologize, should be 2nd and goal. Mitchell now scrambles to his right. Gets a gain of 13 there. That brings up 3rd and goal. And now here on that same play that Chris dropped it on, is able to hang on this time. It's a quick touchdown there for the Broncos. They answer back. Chris Roberts last year set the single-game receptions record with 17. And he's already got a couple here on this first Bronco drive. It's 7-3. Mitchell getting set to kick things away, a stutter step, and then he kicks it out of bounds by a little bit, and the Patriots will start at the 40. Bad snap there. Chris may have been shielded, didn't see that it was a bad snap, didn't rush, he could have. Now Luke is able to escape Chris here and get down the field for some extra yards, cuts it back for a few more, and then a little extracurricular after the play here with Ben Havu, but a good run from Luke. We get another look here of this scramble. Chris Roberts lays out, just unable to get the two hands on him that he needs, and then Luke cuts it back at the end. A gain of 28 there. So the Patriots start, both of their drives start with a 28-yard run, one by Zach and one by Luke. Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 32-yard line. Luke going for the end zone there. Zach Boyd says he was held in this play. We'll see the replay. It's pretty close. Ben Havu, a good play coming over top, getting a hand in. The left hand there on Zach's shoulder is the hand that was in question. So nevertheless, it's 3rd and 2. Luke off his back foot here, just out of reach of Zach, but we had some laundry. The game's first penalty on this play. And we'll get a good look at this replay here. The offside's called on Chris Roberts. We'll see there's the line of scrimmage right there at the 32. For Mississippi, you got to count to. He's crossed it right there at around 3. So it's enough for a first down, a 10-yard penalty now from the 22-yard line. They can rush it. They're outside of the 20. They miss here on the first pass for John Havu. A little play action. Luke rolling right. Good throw to the middle of the field. Zach had to fight the sun on that one. That was a good ball right to the middle. Now that brings up 3rd and goal from the 22 still. Deciding not to run again. Lets his receivers do their work. And a decent throw there, maybe just a little out of reach. But again, the sun, a huge factor for the Patriot receivers in this first half. Something that they may have regretted with how they called the coin toss, because in the second half, the sun wasn't nearly as bad. It was mostly down by then. So John Havu in at quarterback now for 4th down. And another flag here. Mitchell Havu, you guessed it. That was a little quick, wasn't it? You're going to see here on the replay that it was very quick. A quick for Mississippi count. He did get him off, but he just counted too fast. We'll see here. The line of scrimmage is at the 22 now on 4th down. Just in front of that white line that you can see pretty clearly. He's passed it before we're even at 3 seconds. That's offsides, an easy call. So that brings us 4th and goal. They replay the down, but they're from the 12 this time. Luke grabbing the snap, has some distance there with Zach beating Ben on the out route. And it's a touchdown for the Patriots on the second chance there with the penalty. A couple of offside penalties on Chris and Mitchell proved costly for the Broncos on this drive. And the Patriots are able to answer back and take the lead. 10-7 after Luke nails the extra point. So they'll kick things off with a 3-point lead. The Broncos getting set to go on their second drive. Luke pops the kickoff up a little bit. Ben fields it at around the 31 and takes it and runs it to the right here. Good return man, that Ben Havu. Broncos have a couple good return men. Jake has made a difference back there when they do take it out, and so has Ben the last couple of years as well. They set up right around midfield at the 47. 1st and 30. Mitchell looking to take a shot, and this was a great defensive play by John Havu, jumping the route, getting around his little brother Ben. John, a nose tackle for the Bonnie Eagles Scots of Class A high school football, able to come in here and play some great corner. I don't know how much coverage practice reps he had this season, but you wouldn't know it there. So 1st and 30 for the Patriots. They're taking over at their own 14, but they have an early turnover, going to try to take advantage of it. Luke gets this pass away to Zach Boyd, who makes the first tackle or miss. Get it for another good gain there. First 3 drives for the Patriots, all gains of 28. 2nd and 2 here, yet again. Luke, good throw there to Andrew Brillinger. Directing traffic, Luke was. Andrew cut back to the left and got away from Jake enough for the first down. 1st and 30. Now from the Denver 33. Luke takes it, pumps, and then airs it out here for John Havu. Overthrown. That was the last play of the first quarter. 10-7. Back at it here for the start of the second quarter. Patriots setting up shop deep in Bronco territory at the 33 of the Broncos. A 2nd and 30 here. Luke using John motion in the backfield, then throws a bit towards the middle here, just out of reach for Andrew Brillinger. A pattern we saw a lot when the Patriots got it deep in Bronco territory. They can still run it at this point on the field. They're at the 33, so that's 13 yards till they're past the 20 where they can't run it. Here Luke trying to find Zach on a shorter route. Jake, good defensive play here coming in at the last minute to break it up. Let's get another look here. Kind of a hard collision there. Ben was in there. Ben actually made the play. Jake came in late, put some pressure on. Brought up 4th down, so the Patriots going to try another field goal. Luke running onto it. This one's a chip shot compared to the last one. 10 yards in front. A 32-yard field goal or a 42-yard field goal, excuse me, and it's 13-7. The conventional 13. Not 2 touchdowns and a missed extra point. The conventional 1 touchdown with an extra point and 2 field goals. Next kickoff is a touchback. Chris Roberts downs it. Next Bronco possession here. Mitchell Havu, quick little route to Chris Roberts, doing what he does. And Chris, it's just crazy how he is always open. Let's take a look here. Makes it look like he's going to take a go route, then he slips underneath. Andrew is a good 5-6 yards of separation there. And Chris, there's not much you can do when you're his man. You kind of have to try to keep him in front of you. And here he goes again here to the opposite 40, juking a couple of defenders. What a play. And that moves the chains. 2 straight passes in a row to Chris Roberts. One for 15, the next one for 32 yards, and it's 1st and 30. Now from the New England 33, Mitchell tucks it and runs here to the right. Picking up some yardage just shy of the first down. Brings up 2nd and 4 from the New England 7. All of a sudden, not in goal, 2nd and 4. These are the weird plays we have with this new non-rush rule where you can't run it as a quarterback unless they blitz you. A lot of receivers running around and not a lot of action. He has Jake wide open here on the corner. Nobody picked them up. That one Jake couldn't quite handle. We'll check the replay on that one. You can see Luke signaling, stay with him here, as he sees him all the way over there open. John kind of cheats towards the middle of the field, right, reading Mitchell's eyes. Patriots fortunate to get away with that one, but on the next play here, 3rd and 4, same situation. Receivers kind of moving around. This time Jake even more open, would not drop it this time, and he hauls it in for the touchdown. The Broncos tie it up at 13. Jake, this extra point could give him the lead, but he hooks it just a little bit, says Chloe Boyd, our assistant official. And we are tied at 13. 2 field goals again for the Patriots, 2 touchdowns for the Broncos. And they will kick it away. So 13 all. Patriots going to start at the 40 after the kickoff goes out of bounds. Luke, quick little route there to Zach Boyd. Those are the plays that the Patriots needed to run more, to move the ball a little bit better. They do there to Zach for a gain of 15. Now on 2nd and 15, looking for it all here to John Havu. Kind of gets him twisted around a bit. That brings up 3rd and 15, just like that. Big play upcoming here for the Patriots. Do they look short or do they go for the end zone again? Receivers, some stay short, but then Luke's going to go for it all to John Havu here, and the laundry comes down for defensive pass interference. Take another look at this one. We'll get a good look. This one was a really, really close play. I had that Mitchell bumped him before the ball got there, kind of mistiming it. See that freeze frame right there? I had him with contact right there. As the ball is not in yet, kind of undercut him a little bit. It's very, very close. The argument could be made either way. Nevertheless, Patriots get a big break and bring it down inside the 10-yard line. At the 4 is where the ball will be spotted. 1st and goal. Luke trying to go quick to Andrew Brillinger. A decent idea. Just couldn't come up with it. A good defensive play there by Jake. Bring up 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line again after that defensive pass interference on Mitchell Havu. That ended up going down as a 41-yard penalty. Now here, this is the easiest penalty call I had all day as Luke finds Zach at the end zone, but we had an illegal motion here on John Havu. A running start into it. Can't do that, not the CFL. Got to be set for at least 1 second like in American football. So that backs him up 10 yards to the 14. 2nd and goal, that's a big penalty as kind of changes the dynamic. Luke couldn't quite get it to Andrew there. He put it in there on Andrew's hands, but falling to the ground, couldn't make the play. That brings up 3rd and goal. Luke looking like he was going to hand off. Now scrambles over to his right, and then throws across his body here. This was a dangerous play. That could have been a huge interception there for Ben Havu. I wouldn't say that it was definitely a pick 6, but it would have been a good, solid gain if he was able to jump this route and hang on and go and try and beat Zach there, but ends up just being a pass defended for him. That brings up 4th and goal, and then Luke overthrowing John Havu on 4th and goal. You can see the frustration setting in for Luke and the Patriots already. A lot of incompletions, a lot of plays that are just so close to being good. They have the receiver open, but they're unable to connect. So they turn it over on downs. Broncos with it on their own 14. Mitchell, the first play after the turnover on downs, gives it right back. Luke Boyd, good play here to see that he was trying to check it down to Chris Roberts, and Luke jumps the route in one of the weirdest interceptions we've had in a while. The ball barely even got to the line of scrimmage as he was looking just to touch pass it there to Chris. Did not account for Luke sagging off his man and making a great play. So that gives him the ball right back to the 16-yard line. And then on the first play, you see that little hitch there from Andrew Brillinger. Flag came down. He didn't catch this ball anyway, as you might say that took away a touchdown, the false start on Andrew. You can see right here, he kind of pump fakes, kind of a technicality, but you can't not call it. And then you'll see here the ball did hit the ground, so it wouldn't have been a touchdown anyway had the call as incomplete, but it backs him up 10 yards. Replay 1st down from the 26 now. Luke looking for John Havu. Overthrows him just a bit. Mitchell on coverage that time. The brothers have defended each other. Mitchell's defended John for the last couple of years, and that is one huge reason John has been limited the past couple of years with as far as catches go. Here's 2nd and goal. Luke looking to his left side, now with time. Trying to check it down to Zach, and there's that Sun again. It should be an easy catch in any other circumstance, but Zach loses it in the Sun, making it 3rd and goal now from the 26. Still, they cannot rush because they started within the 20. That one overthrowing John Havu again. Mitchell on the coverage. So 4th and goal from the 26. They decide, let's kick it again. Why not? We got 2 already. This one's the closest attempt of the 3. It's a 36-yard attempt, and Luke just doesn't quite get under it. And it hits the left crossbar. Didn't have enough height on it anyway, so it's a missed field goal. We're tied at 13. That's 2 trips to the red zone for the Patriots. 0 points to show for it. And now the Broncos will take back over. Mitchell just barely making Zach miss there in the backfield. Would have been a sack, but instead he turns it into a 30-yard gain and a 1st down. Cross midfield to the New England 44. Mitchell Havu making plays with his legs there when everything else falls apart. Here's the next play after the 1st down run. Check down Chris Roberts. Broncos call their first timeout here after that play as we're down under a minute in the half. That one was a 17-yard gain to Chris. Now 2nd and 13. Mitchell looking to his right here. Ben Havu, good shoestring catch there by Ben. That ball was a little low, but it was a safe play. It either would have fallen incomplete. There was no way John could get there. Then a gain of 11. They use their 2nd timeout. You can see just 1 remaining now in the half. 3rd and 2. Just a little basketball chest pass there to Ben for a gain of 6. Mitchell knew right where he was going with that one. 1st and goal now as they keep the drive alive after the third down conversion. No timeouts left. Mitchell looking to his right. Jake can't quite corral it. Going to the ground. See Jake do this a lot. Running that same route, but can't convert on that attempt. Brings up second and goal. Closing seconds of the half here. Mitchell takes the snap. With plenty of time. Not going to rush. Let the receivers run around. And this right here is a fantastic throw by Mitchell Havu between a couple of defenders. Ben Havu, 3 straight catches there on that drive to give them their third touchdown of the game. 19-13. Jake kicks the extra point good this time. 20-13. And the Broncos up by 7. That touchdown came with 35 seconds left in the half, which you might be wondering, that happened quick. Off the kickoff, ends up being a touchback, so the Patriots backed all the way up to their 20. Remember last year, a lot of times we saw them go bombs away back on their own 20, and they put John Havu in for that purpose. John looking up deep. Luke Boyd coming down with it wide open, and it's a one-play touchdown, much like years past for the Patriots. That's what they've been looking for the whole half. Luke Gronk spikes it down, but what a throw by John Havu, and Luke, good job beating his defender. We'll see, he had Chris on him. When they switch personnel up like that, it sometimes throws things off defensively for the Broncos. Great throw, hit him in stride. Chris kind of gets twisted around instead of staying with him, and Luke is gone to the residence. So a big answer there for the Patriots. They're doing their patented side bump there, and an extra point away from tying the game. And then Luke does the same thing he did on the missed field goal. So that stays at 20-19 with 27 seconds left. Patriots had the ball to start the first half, so that means the Broncos will have the ball in the second half. So the Broncos want to try the double possession here. Score before the end of this half and then score to start the second half. Jake, a decent return there to the 50-yard line. Goes down as a 30-yard return. So keep in mind here, 22 seconds. Broncos do get the ball back. 1st and 30 from the 50-yard line. A comfortable position, although the Broncos with no timeouts. Mitchell Havu scrambling around, pulls back now, throwing, finds Ben Havu wide open. Ben able to get in the end zone before Zach could chase him down. It's a touchdown for the Broncos. Ben Havu, 2 straight touchdown catches to the end of this half. He and Chris are fired up, but this play would end up be reviewed for an illegal forward pass, or just to see if it was a legal forward pass. With Mitchell scrambling there around the 50-yard line, we have a great look at it. The camera's right down the 50, so let's see what we got. So we know for sure that Mitchell does not throw this ball past the line of scrimmage. Is there, he backs up, he's a good 6 yards behind it and finds Ben for the touchdown. The point in question here is whether or not he crosses the line at any point. The line is the 50, it's that white line with the cone at the end of it. The sign kind of blocks it, but here's some freeze frames. See, the ball is hovering right over the line. In the NFL, the rule is a forward pass is illegal if it's thrown after the ball has crossed the line of scrimmage. So the language there is kind of up for debate. Does cross mean beyond, or does it mean the tip of it touches and breaks the plane? In college, it's illegal if the entire ball carrier and the ball is beyond the neutral zone. So putting those two together, I'd say this is a legal play. You can see the ball, just the tip of it is on the line, not entirely over, just touching the line barely. So that is why this play ends up being confirmed and the touchdown stands. It's a rules-based question completely. Mitchell does not cross the line with his person. Only the ball touches the tip of the line, and then he throws it 6 yards behind it. Depends on how technical you want to get with it, but that is why the play was confirmed. And looking at different levels of football, the rules definitely conflict. So for next season, we're going to have to come up with something concrete. But for the game as it is, that's a legal play. So they miss the extra point. They're up by 7 still. 9 seconds to go in the half. John Havu at quarterback again for the deep ball. Almost has Zach Boyd here, and we'll take another look at this. This was very, very close to being pass interference with Ben been closing him out and not even trying to look back at the ball, but I think the timing is fine. It's very close. Does he hinder him before the ball is there? It's so close. He might have the arm, might have a case for PI, but it was bang bang. So that leaves 2 seconds on the clock. They put Luke back in, switching quarterbacks out. Luke finds Andrew Brillinger open for this game, but Andrew can't quite stay in bounds, so that does it for the first half of play. It's 26-19 Broncos, 4 touchdowns in the first half. There's a look at some pregame photos from Ben Havu's drone back here for the second half. Some great aerial shots during the national anthem and the coin toss as we are getting set to get back underway here. Hattie Boyd, the newest addition to the family, and wife Delia. Looks like a few more years she'll be ready to get on out there. 26-19 is your score at halftime. Patriots getting set to kick things away. And listen to that glorious sound. Audio. End zone camera. Thank you very much, end zone camera. We will have that the rest of the way here. Patriots try to go on sides to start this half, and it would have worked as Mitchell Havu was way back, but the kick just not quite good enough for the Patriots to fall on it, so it's a very short field for the Broncos. They have it at the 48-yard line. Mitchell Havu, first shot of this half, nearly intercepted there. Zach Boyd read it well, but again, looking into the sun, as it was still a factor early on in the third quarter. So 2nd and 30 from the same spot, the 48. Mitchell taking the snap, has time, thinks about rushing, trying to get around Andrew Brillinger, and he does, tiptoeing the sideline here. And this was a generous spot because we'll get a replay here in a second. Mitchell, good move to get around Andrew, went to the sideline. Tiptoeing, can't see from that angle. This one right here, that's very, very close. It's hard to tell. We're not right down the line. Hard to tell if that's a blade of grass sticking up to make it look like he's on the line. Nevertheless, they set up shop, 1st and goal. Mitchell can't run it, but he did not cross the line, so he just throws it incomplete anyway. Patriots didn't have to rush. They could have let him cross the line at his own peril. It would have been a penalty. But instead, Luke rushes there and it results in an incomplete pass anyway. But that's one of those things, whereas the defense, you just kind of have to let them go, knowing that it's an illegal move when they're inside the 20. Now 2nd and goal. Mitchell is pressured. They decide to rush here, and then he throws this one away. And this one of the rare times where I'll listen to players here. They told me that it's an intentional grounding. It was. It was definitely. I had to think about it for a second, process, but it was undoubtedly intentional grounding. Mitchell trying to plead his case, but the ball landed near the back corner pylon, and his nearest receiver was Ben, who was at the uprights. So that's definitely intentional grounding because he was being pressured by Luke. He did, in fact, throw that away to avoid the sack. So that becomes intentional grounding, loss of down. 3rd and goal, they back it up to the 25-yard line. Still can't run. On the very next play, finds Jake Boyd for the touchdown. And the Broncos strike first, and just like that, they used the double possession successfully. They deferred the coin toss for this purpose. They scored at the end of the first half and then score to start the second half, even with that penalty on Mitch, finding Jake for the score. Here's a good look from our end zone camera. And then the extra point, Jake doinks it in, and it is 33-19. They're up 2 scores. Getting into the kickoff now. This is where Mitchell got on the touchback groove. He does that every year, it seems. It takes him a minute on the kickoffs, but eventually he just gets him to go for touchbacks. So the Patriots decide passing isn't working very well for him. Luke just goes that one for a short gain of 15. Taking a page out of the Broncos book, perhaps, trying to go for shorter gains. And then Luke gets the whole defense to the left side of the field, to the right side of the field, pardon me, and then goes left side. A huge gain for him down inside the 20-yard line, spotted at the 12. It's a 63-yard run for Luke, one of the longest runs in history. And the Patriots, just like that, are in business using the ground game. starting on their own 20. Now have it on the Bronco 12. And watch this misdirection play here from the Patriots. Zach then ducks behind Luke. Luke just pitches it to him, and Zach can go right to the corner for the score. All on the ground, an 80-yard drive all on the ground. I have to check, see if that's the first time that's ever happened in Thanksgiving history where they went 80 yards for the score. And we'll see, here's another good look at Zach, who reached for the pylon. Chris only got one hand on him for the tackle. So it's a touchdown. The Patriots, just like that, are back within one score. They decide to go for two. Not sure why they decided to go for two here, down by 8. Luke in trouble, has to get rid of it quick, and Ben Havu, good play there to jump the route for Zach and prevent that 2-point conversion. So they're down 8, 33-25. Zach booting this one away. A good kickoff there, almost hits the uprights on the fly. So the Broncos are backed way up at their own 20. First play after the touchback. Mitchell pumping, looking to throw, looking deep here. Nobody in the vicinity, but this one's not intentional grounding because he was not being pressured by anybody. He wasn't trying to avoid a sack, so that's okay if it's a miscue with your receiver. Second play, 2nd and 30. Mitchell outflanking Andrew Brillinger, and then he's down the sideline. Talk about a long run. Luke had a 63-yard run on the last drive. How about an 80-yard record-breaking touchdown run there by Mitchell Havu? Let's look at the replay here. This angle might look like maybe his toe's on the line. It's very close. But let's go back to Sadie's angle, looking more down the line. We can see here he's in play. There's grass between his toe and the sideline. Mitchell tiptoeing, cutting it close, but ends up going for an 80-yard run down the left side, and that's a pretty sad extra point attempt by Jake Boyd. Jake did a good job most of the day, but that one, kind of a misfire. But nevertheless, the Broncos up by 14, 39-25 after that 80-yard run from Mitchell. Booting this one away, and there's another touchback. Patriots deciding, let's draw something up. Not much is working for us other than the ground game, which worked for them the last drive. But they want to try to get something with the air game going again because the ground game can only work for so long. They line out Zach center, John to the left, Andrew to the right. They pitch it back to John, a lateral, and then he throws up here for Zach. And this was the design, but the Broncos were ready for it. They know the Patriots like to dial up the trickery, and it's worked well for them in years past, but this time they were ready. Mitchell nearly sacks John, and then good defense there by Ben Havu. 2nd and 30 now. Luke, quick route there to Zach. Need more of that. They get that one for a gain of 15. 16, gain of 16. 3rd and 14 now from their own 36. Same formation, John to the left, Andrew to the right. Looking deep here is Luke, airing it out for Andrew Brillinger, and he has him open. Andrew lunges for it, cannot come up with it. And then here's Andrew, a little slow to get up after that one. We'll get another look at the play. It looks like he might be cramping. Appears to be his left hamstring on that play, or he was a little slow to get up. We'll see here the replay. Luke had his man. He lunges out for it. Cannot come up with it. That's got to be a tough one there for Andrew. We saw this a lot. He kind of lays out for balls that maybe he doesn't need to lay out for on that one. May have been too good to be true, but he might have been cramping up anyway. Give him a minute here to catch his breath. So out of that deep ball to Andrew, it was on 3rd and 14. Would have been a touchdown if he could have come up with it. Instead, it'll be 4th and 14 for the Patriots, deep in their own end. We haven't had a punt yet. And see, the Patriots do decide to punt the ball away, and they declare the punt formation. This is the one of the new rules here this year. They declare a punt formation which surrenders their Fort Mississippi right, so the Broncos can go right away. But they could have faked it. Luke decides to punt it away. A good punt. Jake fields it with his fingertips there, kind of close to being a muff. But if he'd have let it go, they would have been able to down it way deep in Bronco territory. 1st and 30. Mitchell, plenty of time. Airs it out, and this play, Goes down as an interception. John goes up for it with Ben on his back. In this one, we have to take a second and third and maybe even fourth look at, because in two-hand touch, the play is over as soon as two hands are on you if you have possession, and that's the kicker, if you have possession. We can see from this angle from behind, we're not going to see anything other than he does lose control at the end. But does he have possession while Ben has two hands on him? We slow it way down here. It's hard to say if he ever had possession or if he was trying to pull it in. We can see there only one hand is on at that point, and then he loses it at the end. This should have been an incomplete pass. It's a break for the Patriots. They get the interception on the first play after the punt. Luke will run this one for a good chunk there. A 17-yard gain. And 2nd and 13. Looking deep here for Ben. A dangerous play. Mitchell goes over top to break that one up. We love the brother matchup. Seen them go at it for the last few years with John on offense, Mitchell on defense. Two high school football players, Bonnie Eagle. Great football program. It teaches them to play the game hard as they do all game long here on Thanksgiving. 3rd and 13 now. They give it to Zach Boyd, his 3rd carry of the game. Zach hadn't carried, again, hadn't rushed at all since 2014. He had 3 carries, big-time plays for the Patriots in this one. Now 4th and 2, Luke decides to just scamper forward. He reaches out and barely gets it for the first down, but it moves the chains nonetheless. Again, the ground game working better for the Patriots. Got them all 30 of those yards for that first down. 1st and 30. Now after the run, Luke pumping, looking here to Andrew, just a little underthrown. Andrew wide open. Jake, he beat his defender, Jake. So it ends up being 2nd and 30. Luke rolling to his right, has John Havu wide open, and you don't see Luke miss these throws very often. Usually those are the plays that the Patriots make to get behind the defense, as he had him open, and then a little miscue on this next play. Luke thought he was going left, and you can see the frustration starting to set in for the Patriots. Now it's all of a sudden 4th and 30 after 3 straight incompletions, 2 of which could have been definitely avoided if the throws had been there. And the 3rd one, kind of a miscommunication, which is going to happen. But 4th and 30, down by 2 scores. They're going to go for it from their own, or from the Bronco 40, excuse me. Luke backpedaling, gets a good throw off here to John Havu, but the Broncos are able to contain him short of the line to gain. That's what happens when the play takes too long to develop. But a good throw. Broncos are okay with giving that up as long as it results in a turnover on downs, and it does. From their own 15-yard line now. Looking for the short play to Chris Roberts. Ends up dropping that one.
I went to throw it and was like, do I throw it to Mitchell or Andrew?
Now 2nd and 30. Takes a snap. Mitchell under a little bit of pressure here from Andrew Brillinger. Throws off his back foot, kind of underthrown, but what a play. Jake Boyd going up, kind of mossing a few defenders there. Luke, a good chase down tackle. But what a play by Jake Boyd. That's going to be your last play of the 3rd quarter. The Broncos 39, the Patriots 25, up 2 scores, knocking on the doorstep to go up 3 scores, going in to the final frame. Say again, y'all. 12 minutes to go here in the 2023 Thanksgiving Day football game. The Broncos in the driver's seat. Get a chance to go up by 3 touchdowns. Mitchell takes a snap the first play of this 4th quarter. Cannot rush as the quarterback, but he's able to find Jake Boyd open there, and it's really hard to guard receivers for that long if you don't put pressure on. And Mitchell, the little flip there to Jake. It's kind of one of those things where there's not much you can do as a defense. Luke does put pressure on at the end, but Jake's able to beat the man anyway. But kind of a tough one there as the defense when you're in that field position. So the Broncos up by 20-21 with the extra point from Jake. It's the first time since 2014 the Broncos have led by more than 2 touchdowns. They kick things off here. John decides to take this one out and try to make something happen. Is able to get through a big pack of people and broke free. Had just Jake to beat. Jake does get the tackle on him. That could have been close to our first ever kickoff return TD in Thanksgiving history, but did not end up being that. So 46-25 it is. The Patriots with quality field position here. Luke looking deep for Zach Boyd. Goes up and gets it, and Zach in the end zone for the score. That's the Patriots of old right there. That's what they did in 21 and 22. And this year they've kind of been void of those. The 2-point attempt trying to get back in it. Luke goes across the line here. We got a flag for illegal forward pass. His entire body and ball were past the line of scrimmage. End up giving a retry, which was the wrong ruling. On 2-point conversions, the offense can get a second chance on a foul if they score, but unless it's a penalty that results in a loss of down. Illegal forward pass falls in the category of loss of down, and this should have been the end of the try. Instead, the Patriots get a do-over from 10 yards back at the 20. So this should not have happened. They should not have had the retry. I was treating it like it was a holding penalty or anything other common penalty where they ended up scoring like a legal motion. Doesn't matter. Luke throws this one up and it's incomplete, but in that situation, I was thinking of it as that type of penalty when it's not. It's its own class, and that is a loss of down, so it should not have been a retry. So anyway, the Patriots down 15. Again, mentioned first time since 2014, 9 years since the Broncos led by more than 2 scores. They led by 2 scores a little bit in 2021. They did, I think, briefly last year, and they have for at least 2 scores for most of this half. 46-31. Mitchell Havu takes the snap, going to try to go left side, makes Andrew dive for him. We saw Andrew go down not too long ago on a deep ball in the 3rd quarter with cramps, and it appears to be the same thing here. So we will give him another chance to get some fluids in him and a chance to catch his breath again. So Andrew Brillinger getting some water from his pregnant wife, Lydia. Andrew mentioned in his player introduction that he's excited, thankful to be a father in a few days. And Brillinger will get up and keep going. Last year's Officials Award winner, had 5 catches for 5 touchdowns in 2022, has been limited this year. And right out of that injury timeout, nearly an interception there. Zach Boyd jumped the route. And could have been a dangerous play there for the Broncos if Zach could intercept that and maybe even run it back for a touchdown. But instead, it's 3rd and 10 Broncos. Mitchell going to outflank Andrew again. He's able to move the chains here for a first down inside the 10-yard line. Now on 1st and goal, Mitchell pumping, dodges Brillinger, then rushes to his right, a little flip to Jake Boyd, and easy as that. We got another Bronco touchdown, and they're back up by 3. And right now, the Patriots not only running out of answers offensively, running out of answers defensively as well. So the Broncos very much in the driver's seat, 22-point lead. Last time the Thanksgiving football game in general, anybody had a 3-possession lead was back in 2019. The Patriots at one point led by 3 touchdowns, and that game ended up being a 1-score game at the end of it. The Patriots won. Good look there at the Buxton Police Department. We want to thank them for tuning into our game and staying with us throughout it. First play here for the Patriots. Luke airing it up deep and then picked off Mitchell Havu. Climbs over his brother John, and now John a little slow to get up. So the first interception of the game for the Broncos. They got this 3-possession lead, but the turnover battle, they have not been winning. We'll get another look at this play. This is the first turnover for the Patriots. Good play to find the ball by Mitchell. John goes down hard, and it looks like he's dealing with some cramps himself. This will be the third time a player has gone down, twice Andrew, and now John looking like working on his calves there. So the third victim, well, the second victim, the third instance of a player going down. As you can see, Mitchell working on John's calves there. Kind of one of those days. It started out quite warm, around 50 degrees, and now as the sun went down, it's gotten a little cooler. Could be one reason why players are cramping up. Never seen this before in our game. As John will hobble back. As he tells everybody he can't run, so it looks like he's going to take the rush here off the turnover now. The Broncos with the ball, up by 3 scores. Mitchell out route there to Jake. This one fell incomplete. You could hear it, actually, is what helped me make the call in real time. But you can see here Jake's pinning it up against the ground. That's an incomplete pass. 2nd and 30 now. Finds Jake on the same route. Jake this time gets around, is able to move the chains here for a first down. Andrew's still giving it all he's got to the bitter end, no doubt. So a fresh set of downs for the Broncos. Going quick route over the middle here to Ben Havu, running the Chris Roberts route. This is what the Broncos do. They're very patient. Mitchell will sit back there and just throw those short little routes and get gains and move the ball down the field. And they had the possession most of the way. Bad snap over Mitch's head. He scrambles to his right and finds Ben there on the sideline. And Ben stepped out, which is really unfortunate for the Patriots, as Luke had a clean strip there. You can see in this replay. I shield it, so you can't really see where if that his foot was out, but I promise you it was out right before the strip came in. Mitchell scrambling. This is a great play by John Havu, laying out, getting 2 hands on his calf there for the sack. This was the first sack of the first Patriots sack, the third in their history, the first one in 2 years, or in 3 years. 2020 was the last time. Mitch takes the snap here on the next play, finds Jake there for a good gain down inside the 10, but it's been a while since the Patriots had sacked Mitchell. Usually he's able to scramble out of it and throw it away at the very least. That time John gets the diving play. And here, 3rd and goal, hop, skip, and a jump, and Jake Boyd has done it again. He's getting open on those little digs, and it's hard to defend, I tell you. Right off the line here, you can see, kind of as Andrew, he's playing back in the middle of the end zone. Jake says, all right, just throw it to me on the goal line. That'll be good. Great view there from our GoPro on that end zone. 59-31, and now 60-31. Jake Boyd doing all the extra points for the Broncos. They didn't go for 2 one time, and they are up yet again by 3 scores, 60-31, and 29-point lead. 4 scores. So the biggest lead by anybody since 2018 now. The Patriots led in that game by as many as 30. Now the first play after that touchdown, a big throw here, John Havu. We saw the Patriots have a lot of success when they switch up there and send Luke on the fly. And Luke makes a great grab over Mitch there. John making a good throw there. He's kind of become the deep ball guy for the Patriots. They go right into the next play. John pumping left and then looking back to the right. Andrew deflected there by Jake Boyd. 2nd and goal. Love this angle here, the end zone camera. This is also the camera that gave us our audio, if you couldn't tell. Anytime the ball goes close there, it gets kind of loud. This is a nicely designed play here for the Patriots. They send back John and then go misdirection to Luke. And this is very close, whether or not the ball was breaking the plane of the end zone when Ben tackled Luke. We'll see this. He has the feet in, no doubt. Let's zoom in. I think the tip of the ball is over the white line when Ben gets there. It's hard to tell when he gets there because Jake is shielding it, but I think I made the right call. Ends up being a touchdown, 60-37. 2-point attempt. Luke had Zach there. Kind of a tight throw. A decent ball there from Luke with the pressure. And Zach can't come up with it. So 60-37 is your score. This is when the Patriots kind of started to slowly realize, when reality set in, that the clock was just not going to be enough to get back into this game, and they also just couldn't seem to find answers for the Broncos. They could score. They were scoring in this fourth quarter very well, but the Broncos were just scoring on the other end. So they were trading. They have been trading here most of the way, and the Patriots, at this point in the game, the frustration boiled over kind of in that third quarter, and then since then it's just been the Broncos in with a stranglehold on this game here, as Mitchell runs it there to the right for a gain of 10. Mitchell pass down to the goal line, Chris Roberts. You see this a lot. Chris doesn't quite get to the end zone, but what a ball here from Mitchell. Led him perfectly. He's tackled there inside the 2 at the 1. This is just really hard to defend. Goal line defense has been a struggle there for the Patriots. Luke decides to go quickly that time, and Mitchell's able to find Chris wide open. So it's back to a 4-score game. So we'll be exact about this one. Going back to 2018, the last time anybody led by 4 touchdowns, the Patriots were up 52-21 at one point in that game. So a 31-point lead was the record. It's a 29-point lead right now for the Broncos. And for a final score, the biggest blowout was 2014 when it was 41-13 in favor of the Broncos. Luke here, the first play, throwing across the grain there. Almost made a spectacular play there to John. Luke chunking it deep here for Andrew, and Jake using his height to get in there. Andrew had him beat. Not quite enough sauce on it, but good play by Jake. Can't really blame that on anybody on the Patriots. 3rd and 30. Patriots just trying to move the ball here any way they can. Luke, good throw here to Zach on the sideline. Zach gets the feed in. That's a great play for the first down to the 50-yard line. Just enough. They go quickly, running no huddle here. Luke takes it upfield, tackled there by Ben Havu, and a good gain. Trying to go into more of a no-huddle offense, and this is really where the Patriots kind of succeeded, is when they went quick and they were okay with going for those short gains. And this is how they move the ball. This is, other than the occasional 1 or 2 plays where the deep ball worked, most of the time it didn't. Luke here throwing up for Zach. Ran out of room there at the back of the end zone.
Zach went a bit late. Ready, go. Yeah.
Luke up to Zach here, makes the catch as he falls to the ground for the score. And Zach Boyd having himself a day. Zach, a couple years ago, was the marquee receiver for the Patriots. Last year had a lot of yards, no touchdowns to speak of last year. This year has 4 receiving touchdowns with that one.
I'm seeing double. There's twice as many balls to catch. Great. Good.
2-point attempt, the first successful 2-point conversion of the day. The Patriots are able to tack on a couple more for pride. 66-45. So might as well try to go on sides here when you're down this much, this late. Luke taps it to the right there. Not quite enough on it. Needs to get to the 40, which is 10 real yards, which is the same distance that it needs to go in at any level of football, but doesn't quite get there. So short field for the Broncos. Mitchell going right away. Chris Roberts, same play as the last drive there for the Broncos. This time he goes to the ground, getting the knee in. Great catch by Chris and a great view of that catch. Really a carbon copy on that play, on a great ball for Mitch. 1st and goal. And there it is, the goal line defense. This time they were able to keep Ben in there before he scored. Clock running. Patriots going to take a timeout. They want at least one more drive. One more chance to score. Next play, Mitchell gets away from John, and then Zach has to leave his man, and it's an easy touch pass there to Ben Havu. 72-45. Kind of crazy how quickly this game got out of hand. It was close most of the way until the fourth. And then once it hit the fourth, the Broncos really never looked back. Kickoff here, Chris Roberts doing the honors. John trying to make something happen, running north to south. John in at quarterback usually means the deep ball, and here it is. John going up for Luke. Got twisted around a bit as that ball was a bit too far out of reach. Now we're under a minute here. You got to think this is the last chance for the Patriots to score. Luke going up deep there for Zach. Ben defying the odds there, jumping up and deflecting it. Ben really great little defender in this game here for the Broncos. They give it here to John in the backfield. John uncorking on this one to Zach, going up for the catch. And Zach, pad your stats, man. Down inside the 10 there on the deep ball from John. And on the next play, Luke a little underhand scoop pass there to Zach for another touchdown. Zach really was the scorer for the Patriots in this day. Now they'll go for two, because why not? 12 seconds to go in the game, and this was the pick play two-pointer, and it really upset the Broncos when it happened, but you'll see the replay here. There is such a thing as incidental contact. John collides here with Ben, which leaves Zach wide open because that's Ben's man. But it's really hard to see any sort of intent. Neither John nor Ben are looking for the ball. It's incidental contact to me, and I think it's a good no call there. Patriots, why not? Let's go on sides again. And this was a crazy bounce that it took. Kind of hard to believe that they took that bounce. The Patriots would have been on it. That was a great onside kick there, and it just kind of checked up. So Broncos, they're not taking their foot off the gas just yet. 73-50 to 53, excuse me. Looking for Chris there, a drop down inside the 10. But the Broncos remember last year that the Patriots scored at the end when it was out of hand, and Mitchell wanted to tack on some more just because. Last play of the game here, under 2 seconds. Nobody coming till Luke finally does, and Mitch can't find Ben there, but that does it. The Denver Broncos, 73-53, your final. Really a dominant victory for them, almost wire to wire, as they had the lead early in the second and never looked back. But we'd like to thank everybody involved in this one. Chloe Boyd, John Havu IV, Charlie Carrigan on the chain gang, many fans in attendance, our photographer Emily Boyd, Sadie Boyd and Abby Boyd, our camera people. And really, it takes a village to put this game on. John Havu, your officials award winner. But congratulations to the Denver Broncos, a well-deserved victory, 73-53. Again, claim their 4th win all time. Now moves the series to 5 wins for the Patriots and 4 for the Broncos. Thank you all for watching this one, and we will see you next year.